So hi all, this is just an architecture overview of my GitHub workflow-based GitHub pipeline-based workflow for deploying Azure infra using Terraform. So this is going to be an approval-based workflow, uh, which will detect any changes that has been pushed to the main branch. So and that will generate uh, one workflow, which is a plan workflow. So what will happen is it's going to validate the configuration and formulate a plan with all the changes that is going to be implemented on the Azure infra. And once if this is successful, is going to trigger an apply workflow. So this is going to be a approval based workflow. So uh, once this is approved, this workflow will start running and it will push the changes to the Azure. So that is the basic idea. And one more thing that I want to show is the backend configuration. If you see here, this is the backend configuration. Uh, so our our state file of this Terraform is going to be stored securely in Azure Blob Storage. So why this is required is a security reason, uh, because all the passwords, your DB passwords, your local admin passwords are by default stored in plain text in state files, and there is no inbuilt mechanism to mask or encrypt that. So that's the reason the state files can't be stored in your repository. So that will be stored in your remote storage, which in this case is Azure storage account. Uh, so if you see here, if I go to my blob containers, this is the folder where my state file is going to be stored. So one advantage of this is by default it supports state locking. So what state locking is nothing is it's nothing. It's just it's a mechanism provided by Terraform which prevents simultaneous pushes to the state file to prevent the corruption of the state file. So by default Azure storage account supports that. So which is a good thing. So that's why we are leveraging this storage account as a backend. So let's see this in action. I have my Visual Studio here. I have a main Terraform configuration file, which simply this is a simple resource group deployment. Let me push this to my uh, main branch of my repository. So I'm just going to commit. I'm going to push it. So once that's pushed, I simply go to my GitHub page, GitHub Actions. If you see, this is it has triggered a workflow, which is the plan workflow. Yeah. So it's going to formulate a plan. So it's validating the configuration and it's going to formulate a plan. So if you see, it has formulated a plan. So before I go to this, I want to show you the triggered workflow. Once this workflow is successful, which is the plan workflow, it triggered an apply workflow. If you see, so now how to link this to it is very simple. If you look at the commit ID, it is 5 or 8. Now to approve this, you have to the approver needs to see what changes needs to be made. So that is very easy. Just have to go to the plan workflow with the same commit ID. And if you see here in my plan workflow, and just validate my plan before approving. So I'm just going to validate. So nothing to change, nothing to destroy. Just create one resource, which is the resource group. So I'm okay with this. So once I review this is in this case it is very simple, but it will be a lot. It will be very big in case of a large infrastructure deployment. But in this case, just for example, I've taken a simple resource group deployment. So I go to apply, then I approve it. Once I approve it, only then it's going to trigger the workflow and push the changes to the Azure infra. So let's wait for that. So if you see, it is deployed, uh, creation complete. This is the resource group. Now, if I go to my resource group, if I refresh, I see that resource group that's been deployed. So that's was the entire video. Now to destroy it is very simple. You can do it in many ways. You can delete this configurations file and push the changes. You can comment this. If it's in this case, it's very small infra. Simply comment it. Another way is through destroy pipeline, which I have also created. So it will going to work in similar way. This is the plan destroy pipeline and then plan apply destroy pipeline, which will be triggered once this is successful, and it will follow the same approval process like I just showed. So, but for now, I'm just going to uncomment it. I'm going to comment it, and I'm simply going to follow the normal workflow. And the Terraform will detect that there is nothing that in this configuration file, so it will destroy the infrastructure to match the configuration file with the infrastructure. So if I push it again now, so let me go to my repository. It should trigger a workflow. If you see, it has triggered the plan workflow. If I go to my actions, it's formulating a plan. If you see, it is telling me to destroy. So one to destroy, nothing to change, nothing to add. So it is telling me it is going to destroy this resource group because I simply uncommented it. So it's reading nothing in my configuration file, and so it's going to destroy it. So once I have this, I have reviewed the deployment. I have reviewed the plan. I will simply now approve the deployment. And now this is going to push the change to production and it's going to destroy my resource group. So let's see that. So we may have to wait because for some reason it takes a lot of time to destroy a resource group in Azure. But that's fine. Let's wait for this to uh, get completed. It takes around a minute or two. Yeah. So if you see here, one destroyed, destruction complete. This is the resource group. Now if I go to refresh this, I refresh again. Okay. Yeah. If you see, the resource group is now being deleted. So this was the entire workflow. So